Hello friends, welcome to Manu Law classes. I am Gautam Dixit, subject matter expert, GK and current affairs. Today in this video, we are going to discuss the important, very important current affairs of last 1 week, which is going to help you in CLAT and other law exams. Before I proceed with the lecture, my friend, it is my duty to remind you that the whole nation is fighting Corona. So being the responsible citizen, it is our responsibility to make our nation strong. So we can follow the three important behavior, that is wearing the mask, using the hand sanitizer and maintaining the social distance. हम अगर ये तीन चीज फॉलो करते हैं, so we can fight the corona battle very easily and we can bring down the graph of active cases very quickly. अब फ्रेंड्स, आज हम देखते हैं कि आज हम क्या पढ़ेंगे. So the topics which we are going to see is positivity rate of COVID-19 and why it is important, impact of COVID-19 in rural areas and tribal areas, formula for allocation of medical oxygen among the states, the black fungus, vaccine inequity, social stock exchanges, what is 5G, and quiz. Now friends, at our Manu Law classes, we have started with our 1 year and 2 year course. You can enroll today itself by calling on this number. The 1 year and 2 year courses are available for CLAT 2022 and CLAT 2023. We have limited seats. So quickly enroll at the following batches. Then we also have a free trial for students. You can sign up for free trial by clicking on the link given below in the description box, and then you can fill the form and you are set for the 15-day free trials. What you are going to get is that live classes with one-to-one interaction with faculty, recorded conceptual lectures on various topics for CLAT, then topic and sectional test, as well as the performance and the report of your test strip. Okay. Now, let's start with the topic, friend. Today, we are going to study what is positivity rate and why it is important. Before starting with that topic, let's look at the positivity rate of some states which are very high, which are more than 25%. So right now, Goa is topping the chart with 49.6%. Puducherry ka 42.8% hai. West Bengal ka, especially after the assembly election, it has risen to 34.4%. Haryana, it is a small state but industrial state. It also has 34.3%. Karnataka, 32.4%. Rajasthan, 30%. Chandigarh, 27.5%. Andhra Pradesh, 26.2%. Delhi is 25.7%. It means the positivity rate is very high. It means that out of the total test conducted in Goa, 49.6% are turning positive. This is the meaning of positivity rate. Now let's move ahead and see that what is the exact meaning of positivity rate. Positivity rate हम इसको simple समझते हैं. Suppose 100 people go for RT-PCR or RAT test. Okay, RT-PCR or RAT test. Fine, and 70 people they turn out to be positive. So the positivity rate or PR will be equal to 70 upon 100. Total number of positive case upon total number of tests done multiplied by 100. So in this case, the positivity rate will be 70%. Fine. So positivity rate is the percentage of all coronavirus tests performed which are actually positive. Now I tell you, in India, there is a rule followed that out of 100% tests done for corona, 70% of the tests should be RT-PCR, which is considered as the golden test for corona, and the 30% should be rapid antigen test. What are these tests? I have already covered in my previous lectures, so you can access to it. Now, what is the importance of the positivity rate? So the importance of the positivity rate is that it is a measure of disease prevalence in the population. It means what? Higher the positivity rate, higher the prevalence. मतलब बहुत ज्यादा लोगों में वो डिजीज फैल चुका है. Okay. Now, what does high positivity rate signify? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Okay. So इसका मतलब ये होता है कि if the positivity rate is very high, it means first of all, large number of population are infected with the disease. ये तो पहला हो जाता है. Large number of people are infected. Second, it also tells that virus जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है पॉपुलेशन के बीच में. इट मींस फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अदर द वायरस इज ट्रांसमिटिंग वेरी फास्ट. Okay, so that the disease transmission is very fast. Okay, so faster, the first is very large number of people are infected. The second is faster transmission of disease. It can be due to mutant virus also. For example, right now in India there are certain mutant virus. The prominent among them is B.1.617. Okay, it is also known as double mutant virus. Or the people are flouting the social distancing norms and getting infected. Now see, now we will just compare the positivity rate of first and second wave. So see, the positivity rate in second wave has exceeded 20%. Now you will say that, sir, ये तो बहुत कम है. In 100% population, only 20% of the people are getting infected with the disease. No. So let's see the figure in the first wave. So see, the positivity rate in second wave has exceeded 20%. In some state, it crossed 40%. For example, Goa. अब इसको फर्स्ट वेव से कंपेयर करते हैं. सितंबर अक्टूबर में फर्स्ट वेव का पीक था. When there was a peak of first wave, then also the positivity rate was 5% to 6%. So what can you say? On an average, the positivity rate has multiplied by 4. Okay, 4 times it has increased. But the second important thing is कि इंडिया में सेकेंड वेव में 533 districts in India are reporting positivity rate higher than 10%. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ समझिए. 533 districts है. सारे districts तो urban centers नहीं है. Okay, most of them are rural areas. So now what does this signifies? This signifies that 10% is still higher than what we observed in first wave. It means now the virus is spreading very fast in rural area, and now this is a point of concern. Okay, क्योंकि फर्स्ट वेव में रूरल एरिया बचा हुआ था. सेकेंड वेव में रूरल एरिया भी इन्फेक्टेड हो रहा है. आप लोग न्यूज में पढ़ रहे होंगे कि गंगा मां में बॉडीज को ऐसे बहा दिया जा रहा है. देयर इज नो प्लेस फॉर क्रीमेशन. दे आर बीइंग थ्रोन इनटू गंगा. Okay, and it is tension for people, for the villages which are on the banks of Ganges, because now they fear that they will get attracted disease because of this dead body. So this signifies that the positivity rate in rural India is very high. Now why it should be the matter of concern for us? Rural area में ऐसा क्या बात है कि अगर वहां पे फैल गया तो it is a very great danger for India. Okay, so we will try to see in the next slide. Now see what will happen. इसके पहले मैं आपको एक छोटा सा चीज बता देता हूं जो आपको इमेजिन करने में आसान हो जाएगा. About 70% of India's population live in villages. ठीक है, 30% of the population live in urban area. Okay, now rural area की एक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या होती है? That in rural area there is shortage of laboratories and hospitals. Okay, तो ये सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर वहां पे फैल गया तो वहां पे लेबोरेटरी और हॉस्पिटल्स का तो पहले से ही शॉर्टेज चल रहा है. तो उसको हम कैसे ओवरकम करेंगे? ओके, ये तो है. सेकंड चीज क्या है कि इफ द वायरस स्प्रेड्स इन रूरल एरिया, सो द फार्मर्स दे विल नॉट बी कमिंग आउट ऑफ देयर होम एंड दे विल नॉट कैरी ऑन द एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोसेस. अगर एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोसेस नहीं होगा तो क्रॉप्स की हार्वेस्टिंग नहीं होगी. तो क्रॉप्स मंडी तक नहीं पहुंचेगा. अगर क्रॉप्स मंडी तक नहीं पहुंचेगा तो फिर क्या हो जाएगा? फूड सप्लाई का शॉर्टेज हो जाएगा. फूड सप्लाई विल बी इन शॉर्ट सप्लाई. अगर फूड सप्लाई का शॉर्टेज हो जाएगा तो फिर क्या होगा? द इन्फ्लेशन विल इंक्रीज इन इंडिया. ओके, द इन्फ्लेशन विल इंक्रीज इन इंडिया. नाउ दिस इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ कंसर्न. एक तो हमारा जो ग्रोथ प्रोसेस है इंडिया का वो सेकेंड वेव की वजह से थोड़ा नीचे आ गया है. अगर अब इन्फ्लेशन होता है तो ये ग्रोथ प्रोसेस और नीचे आ जाएगा. इट मींस व्हाट? द रिकवरी ऑफ इंडिया व्हिच वी वर सेइंग दैट इट विल बी वी शेप रिकवरी. ओके, इट मे गेट इलोंगेटेड टू यू शेप रिकवरी. गॉट इट? फाइन. सो द सप्लाई चेन डिस्ट्रप्शंस एट मंडी लेवल. अनाज मंडी पे पहुंच नहीं पाएगा. उसके बाद रूरल पीपल दे आर देमसेल्फ इन्फेक्टेड विद द डिजीज. So what will happen? Most of them will not enroll in मनरेगा और महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी स्कीम. सो इससे क्या होगा कि अगर वो एनरोल नहीं होते तो उनकी कमाई कम होगी. तो वो खरीदेंगे कम. इफ द रूरल पीपल, द 70% of the population, if they buy very less, So what will happen in India? The consumption demand in India will decrease. What is the meaning of this consumption demand? Consumption demand means whatever the person is buying for consumption, for direct consumption, not for production. That is called as consumption demand. ओके अगर कंजम्पशन डिमांड कम हो गया तो जो प्रोडक्शन वाले हैं वो प्रोड्यूस नहीं करेंगे. जब कोई मांगने वाला नहीं है तो देने वाला उसको बनाएगा क्यों? तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग विल सफर. इफ द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग विल सफर देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट विल सफर. If employment suffers, then wages will suffer, and what will happen? The growth rate of India will go down. The next danger is of inflation. That prospect of inflation I have already explained you, due to shortage in food, due to supply side disruption. Supply side disruptions का मतलब होता है from farm to mandi, from mandi to wholesale market to retail market, okay, and then to consumer. And then to कंज्यूमर. तो जब फार्म से मंडी तक ही नहीं पहुंचेगा अनाज तो कंज्यूमर के पास कहां से पहुंचेगा? ओके, तो दैट विल बी द डेंजर ऑफ दैट. एट द सेम टाइम नाउ यू कैन से कि सर हम इंपोर्ट भी तो कर सकते हैं. ओके, बट ट्राई टू रिमेंबर दैट दिस डिजीज इज हैपनिंग ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. तो ये जो डिसरप्शन है फूड सप्लाई में वो हर जगह पे रहेगा. तो उसके वजह से क्या होगा कि फ्रॉम एवरी कंट्री देयर विल बी अ डिमांड फॉर फूड. So the demand, so global prices of food will definitely increase. So we will be importing the costlier food from the international market. At the same time, India is a very huge market. तो अगर India कुछ चीज import करता है तो it will be in a very large quantity. So what will happen? The small developing nations or poor nations, they will not have the capacity to buy from the global market, which can lead to disruption in global food market. Okay, fine. So the elevated global food prices will make import of food grains costlier. Also, it will disrupt the global food market. And second, just I explained you that the V-shaped recovery curve can get transformed into U-shaped recovery curve. So the growth or recovery of India will be delayed. Now, coming to the next topic that you must have already gone through the news की 5 top states हैं इंडिया के, those contribute to 54% of active cases. 54% of active cases, but they have been allocated only 42% of liquid medical oxygen. Okay, now why this disparity? Okay, ऐसा inequality क्यों है? तो ऐसा inequality है नहीं एक्चुअली में. ओके, एक फॉर्मूला है जिसके बेसिस पे ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई किया जाता है. फाइन, जस्ट ट्राई टू इमेजिन अ सिनेरियो. आपके पास बहुत सारे हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, बट कोई हॉस्पिटल ऐसा नहीं है कि जहां पे फॉर एग्जांपल सॉरी यू हैव टू मेनी केसेस, ओके, in any state, fine, but that state does not have enough hospitals. Okay, there may be that cases are 10,000 but hospital beds are only 1,000, and out of that only 500 beds are such which require oxygen. Fine, तो केसेस अगर 10,000 है भी और यहाँ पे अगर we send too much of liquid oxygen, can it be utilized effectively? No. Why? Because number of beds are very less. Okay, so the number of beds are very important in arriving at the liquid medical oxygen quantity for any given state. Okay, अब ये फॉर्मूला निकाला किसने है? ये फॉर्मूला मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर ने निकाला है. ओके, द मिनिस्टर इज डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन. फाइन, अब देखो इसको कैसे निकालते हैं फॉर्मूला को. 50% ऑफ द नॉन आईसीयू बेड्स, ठीक है ना, किसी भी स्टेट में टोटल नंबर ऑफ आईसीयू नॉन आईसीयू बेड्स को कैलकुलेट करते हैं. फाइन, देन दे फाइंड इट आउट दैट 50% ऑफ दैट टोटल नंबर ऑफ नॉन आईसीयू बेड दे जस्ट रिक्वायर 10 लीटर्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन पर मिनट. ठीक. सेकेंड, आईसीयू बेड्स, जितने भी आईसीयू बेड्स हैं, सो 100% ऑफ द आईसीयू बेड्स रिक्वायर 24 लीटर्स ऑफ ऑक्सीजन पर मिनट. फाइन, ये दो बेसिस पे हम कैलकुलेशन करते हैं. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देके समझाता हूं. फॉर एग्जांपल, टेक द केस ऑफ दिल्ली. नाउ सपोज दिल्ली हैज 100 ICU beds and 500 non-ICU beds. Okay, 500 non-ICU beds. Now 500 का 50% क्या होगा? 250. So what they are saying that 250 number of beds, 50% means 250 in case of Delhi. 250 number of beds will require 10 liters of oxygen per minute. So they will calculate that for whole day how much it will be required. So they will get a figure. and then 100 into 24 liter per minute for ICU beds. Okay, because it is 100%. So they will arrive at a figure. They will add both the figure and whatever the quantity will come for a single day or for a week, that much of oxygen will be supplied to Delhi. So here the important role is availability of beds and ICU and non-ICU beds. Okay, but in recent time, the early detection of cases is also a key factor in determining the oxygen allocation. Means अगर cases बहुत ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं तो allocation को बढ़ा दिया जाता है. Okay, so here what is the link? The link is that states must ramp up their availability of beds very fast if their cases are rising, so that the center can allocate the oxygen. Now, the one more topic is coming over here. Now, before I just go, let's talk about the oxygen shortage of oxygen. One of the main reasons for shortage of oxygen is that sudden increase in the second wave cases. The second is transportation of oxygen. Okay, transportation of oxygen is also a major issue because everywhere the oxygen is not getting manufactured. So transporting it from one place to other, it takes more than 1 day or at least 1 day. So that's why the government has come up with the concept of decentralization of oxygen manufacturing. It is called as pressure spring absorption system in every hospital, which I have covered in my last class. Now coming to vaccine inequity. Now, what is the meaning of inequity? Inequity means when the availability, okay, or when the access is not among the population. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि first में से क्या हुआ? First में से anybody above 18 plus they can get the vaccine under the new vaccination policy. What was the second thing in the new vaccination policy? That 50% of all vaccine will be procured by central government and 50% will be available in open market. Okay, it will be available in open market. Who can buy it from the open market? State government, hospitals, okay, private hospitals, okay, industries, they all can buy. Fine. So जो 50% जो central government procure करेगी ये किसके लिए होगा? It will be for the priority group. Anybody above 45 plus with comorbidities, they will get free vaccination. Okay, this will be provided by central government. If any state want to inoculate the population who are 18 plus, okay, then they have to buy their own vaccine from the open market. Got it? अब cases लेते हैं. हम अगर इंडिया की केस लें, so there are certain states which have more resources like Maharashtra, Gujarat, okay, Karnataka, but there are certain states which are less in resources and which are far flung. For example, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. अब इन दोनों तीनों states को compare करो. Okay, when you go in open market, fine. Already vaccine production में बहुत time लग रहा है. Vaccine availability बहुत ज़्यादा है नहीं. Because it takes time to improve the vaccine production, okay, to increase the number of vaccines available in the market. So already there is a scarcity. Now what will happen? The rich states, okay, they will easily procure the biggest quantity from the open market. अब यहाँ पे suffer कौन करेगा? Poor states, they will suffer. Okay, got it? The second important thing is that suppose there is a hospital called as Breach Candy in Mumbai. Okay, Breach Candy is in Mumbai, and there is one hospital called as Sharda Hospital in Odisha. Just wait. Okay, there is a Sharda Hospital in Odisha. Now, both are private hospitals. Now, according to you, who has enough resources to buy the vaccine? It will be Breach Candy. Okay, so the Sharda Hospital in Odisha will suffer. Got it? So the people living in this backward area, they will suffer. So this is the one of the main reason of vaccination inequity, which is coming from the new vaccination policy. What are the next reasons? The next reasons are that the registration on COVID portal is mandatory. Okay, for anybody to get vaccine above 18 plus, they have to register on COVID portal. Okay, but this portal is available only in English language, not in regional languages. So the people who does not know English, people who are living in rural area and do not know English, they will have difficulty in accessing and operating the COVID portal, and they cannot register. Second is that access to internet. So rural tele density, okay, the tele density in rural India is below 60%. Okay, not everybody have access to cell phones or mobile phones or internet. And some certain states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, okay, so in certain states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Madhya Pradesh, the tele density is very low. And as I have explained you, that hospitals in hinterland means far flung or inaccessible area. यहाँ पे जो hospitals हैं, they are already facing the problem in procuring and arranging the logistic or transportation of vaccines from manufacturer to the hospital. So this is one of the main reasons for vaccination inequity right now, which India is experiencing. अच्छा, अब इसका impact क्या होगा? Okay, तो जैसे आपने मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर में लिया है, you can access my last lecture, YouTube lecture. Okay, I have explained you there what is herd immunity. तो मैंने उसमें डिस्कस किया है कि इन कोरोना, इफ यू वांट टू फाइट कोरोना, 60% to 70% of the population should be vaccinated. Okay, they should be vaccinated. Then only the herd immunity will develop. Okay, herd immunity तभी डेवलप होगा. अगर herd immunity डेवलप होगा तभी हम कोरोना के अगेंस्ट फाइट कर सकते हैं. तभी जब थर्ड वेव आएगा, फोर्थ वेव आएगा, then we will be prepared. But what is happening here? Due to inaccessibility of vaccine equally in all the areas, okay, what will happen? This generation of herd immunity in India will suffer because everybody is not getting vaccinated at very fast rate, and hence we can see जो second wave है उसका peak तो जल्दी आ जाएगा, but उसको stabilize होने में, उसको खत्म होने में काफी टाइम लग जाएगा. Okay, so what is the solution for this? The solution for this is simple. कोविन को रीजनल लैंग्वेज में कर दो, वैक्सीन के अवेलेबिलिटी को बहुत जल्दी बढ़ाओ, इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस करो, उसको इंपोर्ट करो, फॉरेन वैक्सीन को इंपोर्ट करो, उसको स्टेट्स के बीच में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करो, और इन रूरल एरियाज एंड फार फ्लंग एरियाज सेट अप द वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर सो दैट एवरी पॉपुलेशन हैज एक्सेस टू वैक्सीन्स. Now the second is black fungus. Now ये हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, खासकर कोरोना के केस में we are listening about this, which is called as black fungus. So what is the importance of black fungus? अगर आप देखेंगे कि 52 lives in 52 corona patient, okay, in Mumbai, in Maharashtra, they died because of black fungus. तो हम इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे कि black fungus क्या होता है. Black fungus को हम म्यूकोरमाइकोसिस भी कहते हैं. Okay, it is caused by a fungus which name is mucormycete. Mucormycete. ये बहुत rare होता है, rare infection होता है, but बहुत serious होता है. Okay, so remember it is a fungal infection. It is rare but very serious, very serious. अब ये होता क्यों है? For example, I tell you, अगर आपके body का immune system काफी weak है, तो आपको ये black fungus हो जाएगा. For example, if I am taking a lot of medicines, okay, so what medicines do? Let's suppose a person is suffering from diabetes, a person has undergone organ transplant, or a person is suffering from cancer. They take such medicines which lower their immune system, which make them weak, and that body is very preferred by this fungus to attack. So it mainly affects the people who already have health problems such as diabetes, cancer, or organ transplant. Okay, या वो medicines ले रहे हैं कुछ ऐसा जो body का जो ability है to fight germs and sickness वो कम हो जाती है. ओके, अब इसके सिम्टम्स क्या है? इसके सिम्टम्स हैं पेन, दर्द एंड रेडनेस अराउंड आईज एंड नोज, हेडेक होगा, कफिंग होगी, शॉर्टनेस ऑफ ब्रेथ भी होगा, उल्टियां होगी, वोमिट्स विच विल बी ब्लडी इन नेचर, एंड योर मेंटल स्टेट विल बी ऑल्टर्ड. कभी डिप्रेशन लगेगा, कभी मूड स्विंग होगा. ओके, फाइन. अच्छा, वार्निंग साइंस भी देता है ये. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू विल हैव टूथ एक, लूजनिंग ऑफ टीथ और ब्लर्ड विजन विद पेन. अच्छा, इसको हम ट्रीट कर सकते हैं क्या? यस, वी कैन ट्रीट इट बाय एंटी फंगल मेडिसिन्स और अंडरगोइंग थ्रू सर्जरी. ओके, बट इफ द टाइमली इंटरवेंशन इज नॉट अवेलेबल, इट कैन लीड टू डेथ आल्सो. अब हम आते हैं सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे. ओके, वी ऑलरेडी नो अबाउट स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. व्हाट इज अ स्टॉक एक्सचेंज? इट इज अ सेकेंडरी मार्केट. इट इज नॉट अ प्राइमरी मार्केट, इट इज सेकेंडरी मार्केट. ओके, यहाँ पे किसकी ट्रेडिंग होती है? यहाँ पे इक्विटी की ट्रेडिंग्स होती हैं, शेयर्स की ट्रेडिंग होती है. फाइन. हु गेट लिस्टेड इन स्टॉक मार्केट्स? ओके, कंपनीज हु आर फॉर प्रॉफिट, कंपनीज हु आर फॉर प्रॉफिट. ये होता है हमारा नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. अब सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में अलग क्या है? ओके, सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में ये चीज अलग है कि कंपनीज जिनकी मोटिव प्रॉफिट नहीं है, जिनका मोटिव है सोशल एक्टिविटीज, वेलफेयर, जिनका मोटिव है सोशल एक्टिविटीज, वेलफेयर, सिर्फ वैसे कंपनियां ही रजिस्टर हो सकती हैं। ओके फाइन। अच्छा, इनको रजिस्टर होने के लिए दे हैव टू शो दैट दे आर इंटरेस्टेड इन और दे आर डूइंग समथिंग व्हिच इज रिलेटेड टू वेलफेयर ऑफ द पीपल और द अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड क्लास। ओके, इसको कॉन्सेप्चुअलाइज कब किया गया था? सो सी, इट वाज कॉन्सेप्चुअलाइज्ड इन 2019-20 बजट। फाइन। इसका इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है? व्हाट इज एक्चुअली सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज? इट इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर एनेबलिंग द सोशल एंटरप्राइजेस, वॉलंटरी एंड वेलफेयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस। ओके, वॉलंटरी एंड वेलफेयर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस होते हैं ना, जैसे कि कोई संस्थान होती है, कोई ट्रस्ट होता है। ओके, रामकृष्ण मिशन हो गया, जैसे दीज आर ट्रस्ट, they are operating hospitals also, they are operating ashrams also, they are operating ashrams for children, ashrams for old age people. So these are called as, these types of organizations can raise capital through social stock exchange. Okay, and they can raise the money through equity, debt, or through mutual fund. But the only thing is that whatever money will be raised, it will go for social welfare projects. Okay, क्या ये कॉन्सेप्ट कहीं और एग्जिस्ट करता है वर्ल्ड में? यस, दिस कॉन्सेप्ट एग्जिस्ट सच इन कंट्रीज लाइक सिंगापुर, कनाडा, यूनाइटेड किंगडम। यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जो फर्म्स हैं जो हेल्थ सेक्टर में ऑपरेट कर रही हैं, या एनवायरनमेंट सेक्टर में ऑपरेट कर रही हैं, या ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर्स में ऑपरेट कर रही हैं, ये क्या करती हैं कि ये पैसा जनरेट कर सकती हैं, पैसा रेस कर सकती हैं थ्रू सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। ओके, थ्रू सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। फंक्शनिंग एकदम स्टॉक एक्सचेंज की तरह ही होगा, पर यहाँ पे मोटिव जो है वो डिफरेंट है। स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में क्या होता है कि ओनली पीपल विद मोटिव विद प्रॉफिट, कंपनीज विद मोटिव ऑफ प्रॉफिट, दे गेट एनलिस्टेड। हियर द मोटिव इज सोशल वेलफेयर। ओके, सो अब हम आगे देखते हैं कि 2019-20 के बजट में इसको कॉन्सेप्चुअलाइज किया गया था। ओके, once it was conceptualized in budget, so what happened? SEBI established a technical group to make some recommendations about social stock exchange and who can enroll on social stock exchange and who cannot. Okay, क्या eligibility होगा, क्या criteria होगा. Okay, so one of the criteria, some of the criteria, see what is there. पहले तो इसने कहा the technical group that not for profit organizations and for profit enterprises, they both can enroll, they both can get enlisted at social stock exchange. The only thing is that they will be investing only in welfare activities, they will be investing only in welfare activities. आगे क्या रिकमेंडेशन है देखो, who cannot enroll? So political and religious organizations, trade organizations, corporate foundations, they cannot raise fund through social stock exchange. The second is enlisted organizations. Okay, those who are enlisted in social stock exchange, annually they have to submit social impact report. Social impact report means उनके investment का क्या result रहा on the ground. So they have to submit that report कि हम ये investment करेंगे particular field में, for example slum rehabilitation, education, women empowerment, हम इसमें invest करेंगे और इसका ये impact होगा. They have to show that annually. Okay, then see, the 67% of the investment of the social stock exchange should be in social welfare or targeted for vulnerable population. Okay, जो social stock exchange खुद होगा वो खुद ensure करेगा कि 67% of the total investment which is happening through exchange, it should be in social welfare or the welfare of vulnerable population. अब हम आगे चलते हैं। अब हम देखते हैं, एक क्वेश्चन लेते हैं जो सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज से रिलेटेड है। नाउ दिस टेक्निकल ग्रुप सेट अप बाय द सेबी वाज चेयर्ड बाय हर्ष भानवाला। ओके, हर्ष भानवाला, he was the chairman of the technical group on social stock exchange set up by SEBI. Now he was a former chairman of which of the following organization? So the option A is SBI, NABARD, Bank of Baroda, SIDBI, or none of the above. So the correct answer is NABARD. He's the former chairman of NABARD. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, the correct answer is NABARD. Okay, Harsh Kumar Bhangwala is the former chairman of NABARD. Okay, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. NABARD was established in 1982. Okay, it is the apex regulatory body for overall regulation and licensing of not commercial banks, regional rural banks and cooperative banks. Okay, commercial bank included nahi hai, regional rural banks and cooperative banks. Please remember. Now, who is the present chairman of NABARD? The present chairman of NABARD is Govinda Rajulu Chinthala. Okay, Govinda Rajulu Chinthala. What is the motto of NABARD? Taking rural India forward. Taking rural India forward. चलो, अब हम आगे चलते हैं. Yeah, this is very important. International Nurses and Midwives Day is celebrated annually on. Okay, so let's look at the answer. It is celebrated annually on 12th May. So the correct answer is A, 12th May. So see, the International Nurses and Midwives Day is celebrated annually on 12th May to commemorate, now this is very important, to commemorate the birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale. Okay, Florence Nightingale, she was from Italy, holding the citizenship of Britain, and she nursed to the soldiers who fought the Crimean War. Okay, who fought the Crimean War. Okay, she is also known as Lady with Lamp. Okay, because every night she used to take the lamp and go and nurse the injured soldiers. So she is known as Lady with Lamp, and this is very important. The year 2020-21 has been designated as the International Year of the Nurses and Midwives by the World Health Organization. Okay, why? To honor the 200th birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale. To honor the 200th birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale. So this is very important. Okay, because we are already fighting corona, nurses and midwives have become important. Okay, and there was a study in Australia that if there is one nurse among 4 patients, so the chances of survival of the patients, it increases rapidly. So nurses are very important for health infrastructure. Now take the next question. That World Food Prize 2021 has been awarded to. Option is A, Dr. Ratan Lal, B, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, C, Dr. Shakuntala Hari Singh, D, Dr. Sanjaya Rajaram, E, none of the above. So let's see what is the correct answer. Yeah, so the correct answer is C, Dr. Shakuntala Harak Singh. So see the explanation. Her full name is Dr. Shakuntala Harak Singh Thispe. This is her full name. She has been awarded the World Food Prize 2021. And why? For her groundbreaking research in developing nutrition-sensitive approaches to aquaculture. Now, please remember this, to aquaculture and food system. Now, coming what is World Food Prize? So the World Food Prize is awarded for the outstanding achievement in advancement of human development through improved food quality, quantity, or availability. Now, who awards it? It is awarded by the World Food Prize Foundation. Okay, so don't get confused that World Food Prize is awarded by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, which is headquartered in Rome. No, it is awarded by World Food Prize Foundation. Yeah, now this is also important. Al-Aqsa Mosque is in A, Jeddah, B, Riyadh, C, Mecca, D, Jerusalem, E, none of the above. Okay, so let's look at the correct answer here. So the correct answer is D, Jerusalem. Okay, Al-Aqsa is the 3rd holiest site in Islam. It is in Jerusalem. Okay, it is in Jerusalem. And the mosque is built on the top of Temple Mount or Haram-e-Sharif. Fine. And it is the holiest site for Muslims, Christians, and Jews. Okay, fine. Recently, there was a clash between Israeli forces and Palestinians. Okay, Palestine people. Fine. Why? There was a clash because Israel restricts the number of people who can visit Al-Aqsa Mosque during Ramadan. Okay, fine. But since it is the holiest place for Muslims, third holiest place after Makkah and Medina, so the turnout was very high. And since the Israeli force restricted the movement, that's why there was a tension going on and it led up to the violence. Now coming to the last leg of our topic, fifth generation, 5G. Okay. Now what is 5G? Okay. So 5G or the fifth generation is the latest upgrade. Latest upgrade in what? Long-term evolution, mobile broadband networks. Okay. Long-term evolution is what? Wireless network. Simple, it is wireless network. Do you remember or you must have seen the movies that in the starting, in the early 90s, you must have seen that hero or somebody is talking with the phone with antenna. Okay, this was the start of long-term evolution or wireless network. This was replaced by then Nokia. Okay, we will see all these things. Fine. So see, the 5G network is available in 3 bands. It is low band, medium band, and high band. Now see, low band, it has greater coverage, but the speed is limited to 100 Mbps only. So it is not suitable for industries. It is suitable for normal commercial cell phones. Okay. Then medium band, it is higher speed as compared to low band, but it has limited coverage. Okay. Suitable for industrial use. High band is, they will give you speed of up to 20 Gbps, but it has extremely low coverage. It will have extremely low coverage. It means what? In 5G, if coverage is good, then the speed will be low. And if the speed is very high, then coverage will be very low. Okay, so from low band to high band, you can just imagine that the coverage is decreasing, and speed is increasing. Okay, got it? So सबसे ज़्यादा coverage किसका होगा? Low band का. और सबसे कम कवरेज किसका होगा? हाई बैंड का. सबसे कम स्पीड किसकी होगी? लो बैंड की. सबसे ज्यादा स्पीड किसकी होगी? हाई बैंड की. Now let's see what is the long-term evolution technology. So see, long-term evolution is the wireless, as I have told you, wireless broadband communication for mobile devices and data terminals. Now we will just see that what was 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. Okay, so देखो 1G, they never used digital signals, they used analog signals. Okay, और इसमें हम सिर्फ बात कर सकते थे, मैसेज भी नहीं भेज सकते थे एक दूसरे को, only we could talk. Okay, then came 2G. 2G में improvement क्या हुआ? Digital signals were used and you can do voice communication as well as you can send text based SMS and multimedia message. फिर 3G आया, तो उसमें हम क्या देखें? We can do voice communication also. We can do mobile. We had access to mobile internet access. Okay, and we had, आपको याद है Samsung का मोबाइल, Samsung का पहला स्मार्टफोन छोटा सा, that thing, and we can make video calls also. Then came 4G जो normally आज हम use करते हैं, तो हम देखते हैं कि we can access, we have web access, mobile web access, we have IP telephony, we can talk through WhatsApp. Then we can also have access to high definition mobile TV and video conferencing. This is 4G. Now, just see through chart. So this is 1G, this antenna mobile, we could only talk. Then this Nokia mobile, we could talk and send messages. Then 3G, this Samsung wala, we could talk, we could send messages and we could access the internet. Then this 4G, which we are using right now, we can talk, we can send messages, we have access to internet, we can do video conferencing also. When the 5G will come, we can talk, we can send message, we will have access to 3D videos, high definition 3D videos, internet with very high speed, and we can access Internet of Things. Means what? We can control our home gadgets like fridge, refrigerator, ACs, through mobile network. This is 5G. So I hope this is clear to you. Now this is the question, and please, these are two questions, question number 1 and question number 2, and I want you to give me the answer in the comment box. I will not be discussing the answer for this. I will discuss this answer in my next lecture. So please leave the answers in the comment box. The first question is Arun Kumar Singh has been appointed as the chairman and managing director of which of the following organization, and the 61st raising day of the Border Security Force was celebrated on which of the following day? Okay, please leave the answer in the comment box and I am sure that you will answer it correctly. Okay, so hope you must have enjoyed the class.